What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Rorvis Paradox, Mr. Genuine, aka Docs Brando. And I'd like to welcome you all to another installment of Rorvis Reviews. Rorvis Reviews is where I, get to analyze and talk about how I feel about certain things and whatnot, whether that be movies or music and what. And not gonna lie to y'all, I didn't know if I was gonna do this one. But we're here. I got the itch. I have to talk about it just because of how much it impacted me this week. And the movie we're talking about is Obsession. Have y'all seen it? I highly suggest it. And there will be a spoiler section. I'll put that out there for y'all know what happens little into the video before it gets a little crazy. But without further ado, before that, to the intro! Now, as stated, the movie we're going to be talking about is Obsession, released in 2026, and this is written and directed by Curry Baker in his directorial debut. Now, let's go ahead and do a little bit of background of the film, a little bit like a slight synopsis. So, the main character, Baron, is known as Bear amongst his friends, and he's madly in love with one of his friends named Nikki. After utilizing an item to wish that she loved him more than anyone in the fucking world, things just spiral out of control. And that's kind of where I want to stop at with the description, because there will be a spoiler section. I will label that whatnot. That will all be visualized. But we've seen movies that deal with wishes gone wrong prior, but this one was different. It was just different. It wasn't just the wish went wrong. It really was like one of those where how the wish is utilized and whatnot, because it's just weird. It's just very weird. And like, the movie was just showing you off rip that, like, Baron, he's a feeble guy. He's weak. He's someone that's indecisive, someone that doesn't want to take action and whatnot. And the time he decides to take action leads to chaos in a way. But it's just, I don't know, the essence of the whole film is just different compared to a lot of other films. It definitely was something that kind of just stuck with me. And I guess we're going ahead and get to the spoiler talk, because I'm gonna do the highlights and stuff later, but I kind of have to get some things off of my chest now. So this is your warning. Spoiler. You see this right here? Spoiler. Skip to the next session if you want to hear my full thoughts on the movie. Alright, they're gone. Cool. Now, with Baron being such a pussy and utilizing the wish the way he did, it causes Nikki to like just change. And it's just like, it's unsettling. It doesn't make sense for her to be like this. And then like when they're like frolicking around, like around their friends and whatnot, everybody's just like, what the fuck is going on? Because it's pretty blatantly like in the air that like Nikki doesn't see him like that, but now all of a sudden she's going. It's just like there's something more to that. And it's the fact that with Bear could have used the wish to, I don't know, make us both be in love, or make her feel like I feel, or I don't know, I wish I could tell her how I feel. It was very easy for him to go like make her come to his direction. Why not just be honest? Because before he makes the wish, he had the opportunity to tell her how I feel, because she just like out of the car, he's like, hey yo, do you like me? He's like, yeah, nah, we're just friends. Bro, no, dude, it's so disappointing. It's so disappointing seeing that, because he had the opportunity. But like many of his friends, they're all cowards in a way. He's the biggest coward. But like, they're all cowards in a way. Now, is it fair to call Nikki a coward? She's the least coward, but she's also on that coward list. And the reason I say she's a coward, we're gonna go list by list by why each person in the friend group is a coward. Nikki is the least bit of a coward, but she's still a coward because she could have nipped this in the bud so many years. She could have just been honest that, hey yo, it's me and Ian, we're like this right now, or like I only see you as a brother, like I don't want to push that relationship anywhere else. And it's just like sometimes you just gotta get that out the way. And I know those are difficult conversations, but like how much longer you gonna let somebody be madly in love with you for almost a decade? Like that's crazy. Like get that out the way, because you're not making things better. You're not making it better for either party, right? Number 2, Ian's also a coward. Ian's also a dickhead, because why are you pushing your friend to ask out somebody that you've been fucking on the regular for 2 years? That's also in your friend group. Like, what is going on here with this terrible communication? Like, very weird, and like, is Ian banking on Nikki just to turn him down for he could just continue what he's doing? Is he just trying to have his friend crash and burn for he can move on? Like, I don't get the thought process, and it's very bitch move like. Sarah's also a coward, because Sarah could have been just said all the information that she had on her heart prior to Nikki getting wished into this dumbstruck sap for Bear. Cause Sarah been wanting him. Sarah's the only one that noticed that he wasn't feeling right in the beginning of the movie because his cat died. She's the only one paying attention to him. She's the only person privy to how he's feeling in the present. And she just not telling him. And she waited till like shit to get like to this for you to be like, I love you so much, Bear. Blah, 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 blah. She's basically trying to dirty Mac. And it's very interesting when she could have just been told him what it was and then open up her heart to him. Then we have something totally different. But that's not the case. That's not the case at all. But then you get to the part where I wanted to talk about some comparisons that I was feeling. And one of the comparisons I was thinking about is this movie. I think Curry Baker might be inspired a little bit by Jordan Peele with the movie Get Out. And the reason I said that, I'm saying this, is because we're thinking that Nikki just like changed entirely, right? But like there's something off about her post Wish, and we're like, what is it? And this is when we get the revelation that the real Nikki is still in there. The real Nikki, she's basically like in the sunken place. She is privy to everything that's going on that she does not want to happen, and she can't do anything about it, as this concept of what Bear wants from her is just waltzing around. And when I say really like privy and aware of everything, she's not consenting to anything that's going on. Not the dates, not the cuddling, not the sex. Bear took her. And some people are gonna be like, no, I wish Nikki wanted it. If you see that scene and you see the look on her, and it's just, it just made me uncomfortable. And it's just like, he really took everything from her. She wanted to leave and become fulfill her dreams of being a writer, and he took that away from her. He took away the person that he was like supposedly madly in love with. That person was gone. That person he was interacting with. That's not Nikki. That's not Nikki at all. And it's just like, it's so fucked. It's just so fucked. It's just, I hate that everybody in this movie is just terrible at communicating, because like it seems so everything's is avoidable if you just talk. If you simply talk and not just bullshit around, dancing around how you feeling, stuff like that. If you just really would have talked a lot of shit. But you know, that's real life. Sometimes in real life, people avoid these conversations and lead to some travesties. So it just sucks. And it's just like the movie just left you just in disarray. Cause like once the dust is settled and it's just Nikki standing and she's like full control back to her body at the end, but everything she's known is ruined. Friends gone. Life probably ruined forever. Like mentally, physically scarred. And it's all one selfish person's fault. Bear is so fucking selfish. He's so not just selfish, he's so inconsiderate. He's again indecisive, and when he finally makes a decision, it's the worst decision possible. And he continues to make terrible decisions, and he's making terrible decisions that are trying to be easy outs, and these easy outs keep fucking him over and over and over. And it's just like the beginning of the movie, his cat dies by eating some pills, pills that the cat shouldn't have had, right? But how'd the cat get in there? Because he's not paying attention and not being aware and not being responsible with his own cat, which leads to the cat's death. And now you're thinking about, because the place he lives in is his grandma's old home. So now it's like, okay, did you actually take care of your grandma, or did you just let her just deteriorate and just think and just let her die? That's what it looks like from Bear. Bear looks like the type of person that just isn't responsible. He's just not somebody you can trust. He's just not somebody you can trust, and it's very unfortunate watching everything play out because other people played a factor in it, but it is on Bear. Bear is not a victim in this at all. You can't be a victim when you did this. You know what I mean? And it's not like, this is not victim blaming or anything like that. But once you realize you took autonomy away from somebody, and then you're still using them as you wish and getting your way, kind of gross, buddy. Not kind of. It is gross. It's gross. Very gross. And it's just, ugh. Okay. I think that's all I want to talk about with spoilers, cause just I think I did good enough, and I want the people to be able to enjoy the video. So we're gonna go back to regular conversations in 3, 2, 1. Hey, welcome back. I know, huge section, but don't worry about that section. If you're interested in that section, go watch the movie, go back, and then you can partake in a spoiler talk with us. Okay. Now I want to get into the highlights of the film, and I definitely want to get into the cinematography by Taylor Clemens. Taylor just made everything feel eerie, creepy, but focused in a way, right? Just nothing's blurred or anything. It's just it's these shadowy shots with Nikki in corners or whatnot, or kind of prancing around behind. It's just it was just some really great shots. The lighting, everything was just brought in the atmosphere and just raised it up. Even though there's not many different locations in this film, but every location feels like a character in its way. And one that Bear's house, the more and more the longer that Nikki is there, it's just becoming its own. It's like a cave. It's like a cave, and the monster's in there, and he has to go there day after day, and he calls this monster. He made the wish, so it's nothing. You can't feel bad for Bear. You feel bad for everybody else involved, because one person created a domino effect that could have been prevented. But that's neither here nor there. That's more than the spoiler talk stuff. The music by Rock Burwell definitely was helping with the unsettlingness, the unpredictability, and how unstable Nikki's become. Just listen to the music when she's around and talking, going on monologues and whatnot, and it's just everything is, the tension is high. And then when those moments, I'm a huge person with silence, when stuff just cracks down and it's just you can't really hear nothing but these characters talking. It's just, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Editing, Curry did the editing himself, and then there's again really great shots within this film, sequencings and whatnot. Everything was to a T great. This movie probably has one of my favorite kills in a while, honestly. Maybe all time. It might be an all-timer. It might be an all-time kill, just with how brutal it is, and it's so abrupt. And for me, as a horror fan, I knew the kill was coming, but the kill still surprised and impressed me. Like it stayed there with me for a while, and it's just like a beautifully disgusting mess. It's just that one, excellent. I was applauding in the theaters. I do want to get into the cast, because the cast is what really makes this movie and drives it home. Michael Johnston as Bear played him perfectly. Bitch, careless, spineless, irresponsible, add on all these. Like, this fucking coward. He played him well. Like, I really did not like Bear. I really didn't like Bear, and that's not what. I don't think Curry Baker was trying to make Bear unlikable, cause like you're just supposed to like feel bad for him, like, oh, the shy guy, baby, no, the person never chosen, blah, blah. Nah, fuck that, fuck Bear, Bear's a bitch. Bear's a fucking bitch, and I'm not getting down with anybody trying to say that Bear did nothing wrong. Bear's a victim. No, and Michael did a great job of portraying him well, honestly. The real star, the person that should be nominated at the Oscars, Indy Neverete. Oh my God, her role, her playing Nikki was just she just crushed it. Truly crushed it. What I loved about this film, what I got to learn about it, is unlike with Smile, like sometimes they added a little more to make the smiles a little crazy or whatnot. All practical. She really grinning ear to ear. Like, all her facial contortions is just. There's moments where you're like, damn, like you didn't know somebody could really shape their face like this. Like it's like a couple of tiers below like how Jim Carrey can like warp his face for the Grinch. Kind of like that. Like, honestly, very great vocal performance and range. Just like, she was just like, the way she spoke in some moments is just, it really felt like she was another person. And she just, not just like in the role, in a sense, like, remember, the wish changed her. So like, it's really like just range. And then like when she was in her psychotic bag and just deranged, I was like, holy fuck. Truly phenomenal performance from her. I cannot downplay that at all. Cooper Tomlinson as Ian. This is Bear's friend, Nikki's friend. He's just great at being a dickhead. He's a terrible friend. Absolutely terrible friend. And he played the role 10 out of 10. Like, literally do not like this guy. I didn't like him off rip. He just sold that perfectly. Then we have Sarah, Megan, what's the girl name? Give me 1 second. Megan Lawless, there we go. Megan Lawless as Sarah. This is the friend of, she's again a member of the group, and she played the role really nice. It's just like, she's the one where she's probably, in essence, you think she's the least problematic, but she also has her own issues. Again, everybody in this movie is terrible to a degree, and like, she's not the most terrible, but she plays a role where she could have, again, a lot of things could have been prevented. She's part of that, sadly, but she played the role great. You could tell that she truly cared for Bear. But like, the love that she was trying to like show and present to Bear, that's the type of affection that he needed. But he didn't realize that. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of this film is wants versus needs, and Bear supposed want, like that need to have someone love him as he thought, as much as he loved her. Again, it's a want. It was a want, not a need, not necessity. And because of his like very vile thought to just like make something happen like by force, instead of like, you know, putting the energy to, you know, speak up how he felt, caused all of this. It's just it just. Also, shout out to Curry Baker, because in the film he uses his voice for a scene, and the back and forth between him and Bear's character, very unsettling scene. Once you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Overall, I wasn't sure what I was gonna give this film, but I'm going to stick with about 4 stars. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I think that this film does a great job of just making you feel kind of like disgusted, and makes you think about a lot of things in your life. And some people, I hope they take this as a chance to know to put themselves forward and at least try to do something, and not take from somebody. You know what I mean? I think this film, it goes into like how, if you truly cared about somebody, you wouldn't put them in certain predicaments. You know what I mean? That's something I get out of this film. If he truly cared about Nikki, he would have just let her be. And if it was meant to happen, it would have happened. But like, you don't go years like that and not make a move at all, and it's just like, and think it's okay, and then to go forth and trying to, in essence, force her hand. You know what I mean? That's what he did. He forced her to become how she became. And once it starts spiraling down, he doesn't want to take ownership of what he caused. You know, this film, I said in the spoilers about how I felt it kind of relate to Get Out, but it might be closer to what is that Martin Lawrence movie? I'm thinking of A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. And again, it's somebody. Now the difference is, one is, maybe I should just wait. Maybe I should do a video on that. Never mind, scratch that. We're not gonna worry about that. Either way, this was a very solid film in my opinion. Again, 4 stars. I highly recommend. I want y'all to check it out, where you can get your own opinions of it. I promise. Well, I can't even promise you, because you might feel differently, but I think that this is a really good film. It's already one of my favorites of the year so far. We shall see where it lands, if I end up doing a top 5, if anything like that. But I think you should definitely check this out in theaters. Go for that theatrical experience if you can. That makes the most difference, because when it's just silent, eerie, dim lights and stuff like that, that all plays a factor to how the director and the cinematographer were striving towards to have you experience the film. So definitely check it out in theaters as possible. This is your boy Rorvis Paradox, aka Dox Brando, and I'll see y'all again next time. Peace.